Hi, I thought I would share my first attempt at air dry clay and also my first horse sculpture, even though I paint them all the time. Just to keep it simple, I decided to make it a flat project and just a little medallion. I started by flattening the clay, and then I used a sharp tool to draw the design of the horse, and followed by removing some clay in areas where I wanted some more depth. The clay I was working with here, I found, was drying out quite quickly, so I kept just dipping my hand or dipping a finger in a bowl of water and applying a little bit of water to keep it from becoming crumbly, and so I could keep working with it a little bit longer. The next step was to start building up details in layers. So you can see here that I'm scoring the underside of tiny pieces of clay and attaching them. By doing that, you get a little bit more dimension. And as you can see here, I'm removing some areas of clay because I didn't want to have a perfect circle. I wanted to have a little bit more free form. There are naturally 100 different ways that you could do a project like this. This is simply the way that I wanted to go about it. What I'm doing right here is attempting to bend in a part of what's supposed to be a horse mane to give it a little bit more flair. I found that the easiest way to clean up certain areas is to do it while the clay is still wet and workable. You could, however, wait for a project to dry and either just use a sanding block, sandpaper, or a Dremel tool to refine edges if there's any roughness that you don't want. But I kind of like having it feel organic and handmade. There is something very relaxing about working with clay. It's therapeutic. I don't know if it is like literally getting your hands dirty or what it is, but I always feel better after I've been working with any sort of clay. For me, this small project only took about one night to dry, so I left it underneath a piece of cloth and just to slow down the drying so it wouldn't crack. The faster it dries and the finer the detail, the higher the chance of it breaking in the process. I decided to add a little hole while it was still wet for hanging, but that of course can be drilled afterwards, or you can just leave it as it is. Thanks for watching!